Hey there everybody and welcome to another GHL tutorial video. Today's episode will be featuring the referral forms in the EMR. Now a common question that we often get asked is how do we track referrals and patient caseloads? How am I able to get information about my staff and who they're servicing? Who's in their caseloads? How do I get information like who's been accepted, who's continued acceptance, who's had a brief service with a patient, how many of our clients are new within a department, how many have been seen and completed their services. Well, this is all information that we can identify using the referral forms. This is just a bit of an example that we can deliver using this referral form. The first thing we need to do when dealing with our referral forms is we need to open the patient chart. So I'm going to go to my records, patient, I'm going to search up patient 102, and that should bring up Grandpa PSS. Now in this scenario, Grandpa PSS has been assigned to me to be a part of my caseload. So oftentimes we'll have a little referral button on all of the toolbars based on your role that we would click here. It would either say never done, or it would have a date right here in which is telling us this is the date that the referral form has been dropped in. So in this case, for the home care referral form, I just put it in March 30th, and here it sits in the chart. Now, if I ever got lost in the chart, and for example, let's say I changed the note date to something, we'll say December 2nd. And if I check back into my patient, notice that the referral date's changed to December 2nd. It's no longer at the bottom of my chart. So I don't want to go scrolling and looking for it. All I have to do is click this date here, and it should take me directly to the referral form in the chart. Now, if you can't find this form on your toolbar, you can go into the library located right here where it says new custom form and type in consultation request. Now, depending on what your role is, one of these will be for your team. I'm going to go with GHL tester. Now that I've got my blank template in my patient's chart, I'm going to change the urgency based on the nature of my referral. So is this something routine? Is it urgent? Other? We can always add to these as well. I'm going to say it's a routine referral. It's for home care, and it's going to be assigned to me. And the location will say Jibossing. And we can add to that as well. Referral reason, testing. And then notice up in the top right corner, there's an option for status. Now, unless we have formally accepted this patient into our caseload, we're going to leave it new for now. We'll leave it new until this has formally been accepted at one of our staff delegation meetings. So once I've filled out all of the basic information that I need regarding this referral, I can simply close the chart because it's automatically going to be saved. And we're going to go take a look at the dashboard on our main toolbar. Now, if I click this dashboard button, I've already preset my dashboard to display consultation request GHL tester for both options. Now, this option is showing me the specialists or the clinicians in my department that are using this form, so I can see who has how many referrals currently. The other option I like to use is by referral status. Now this is showing me that I've got 4 new requests, 3 accepted, 2 declined, and 1 complete. But that's not necessarily all for me. That's covering everybody in my department. For example, if I click on new requests, this window is going to pop up and it's going to have all of my requests isolated by clinician. For example, here's Evan's, here's Jesse's, and here's Brian's. So in this tab here, this is showing me how many referrals each clinician has. So if I click on my name, for example, it's going to break down my referrals by the status. For new request, I got one accepted and one complete. Now I'm going to show you how to set this up. So let's get rid of these. And this should be your default setting on your main toolbar. So let's click dashboard, and then if you don't see the options at the bottom, there'll be a little arrow with a plus sign, and then you go to consultation requests. Now, this is gonna show you not a whole lot, to be honest. This is just gonna be a blank consultation request screen, and we need to tell it what we're looking for. So if I click this blue eye, it's gonna get me all prompted up here with my options that I want to see. So under custom form, I'm going to click the consultation request that I want to see. So in this case, GHL tester. Now our field to track is going to be, in the first case, specialists, because we want to see what our specialists are like here. How many our referrals are for our specialists. Under filter options, we have the option to hide rows with 0 results on the dashboard. I like to do that because if you don't have any referrals, I don't want to see your name. So under filter options and patient MD, we're going to make sure that we check all doctors, and there's going to be a black mark beside each of these options. Now, it depends on how many options you have here. Yours aren't going to be the same showing these communities necessarily, but just make sure there's a black dot next to all the patient MDs. Under group by field, this is where we want to break it down to set those tabs as status. I have the option to change them for location too. For example, if I want to see how many referrals I've got for Jubasing or how many referrals I have for Namadswin, Shishiguaning, etc., we can do that as well. But I'm just going to go for referral status. And once that's done, I'm going to press OK, and up pops my referral dashboard for my GHL tester consultation request form. Now, if I wanted to go back and change it to the other option that we had here, that was referring it by status, I'm going to still keep it on GHL tester. Under field to track, instead of going to specialist, I'm going to go to status. And I'm going to make sure there's a black check for each of the statuses I want to track. And then again, hide the ones with 0 because we don't want to track the ones with nothing in them. Making sure all of our doctors are checked. And group by field, we'll go by specialist this time. So pretty much the opposite. And now we can see that we've got 4 new requests, 3 accepted, 2 decline, and 1 complete. And if I click on those, it should break them down by the providers that they're referred for. Now the benefit of using it this way is under new request, notice we had 4 referrals. If I go to my name, I can go straight to PSS Grandpa, which is the referral we just dropped in, and I can change that status to accepted. So now I want to accept Grandpa into my circle of care, and I'm going to exit this here, and notice this will go from 4 to 3, and accepted will go from 3 to 4 when I press refresh all. There we go. And now under accepted, PSS Grandpa is now in my circle of care. So now that we're tracking all of this information on our dashboard, how do we put it in the spreadsheet so that we can further analyze the data? So what I would do is I would click on my name for my referrals, and either new request accepted, complete, etc. I can go to this button and click report, utilities, and save as a tab delimited. Now what that's going to do is it's going to save it in a text file where I can later look at the data and import it as a text file. So for example, I'll go to my accepted referrals, go to report, utilities, Save as a tab delimited. I'm going to name this Referrals. And I'll put it on my desktop. Now in Excel, to find this data, I go to the Data tab in Excel, go to From Text, and I just go find that referral text form file and get data. So notice it's brought in all of my new requests, my accepted requests, and my complete referrals as well, all in one click. So once you've imported all of your data using all of your providers, you're able to clean up the data and make it look a little bit nicer so that you can start to put figures together, such as this one, to get a better picture of how your clinic and your department is looking after your referrals. We can also start to look at referral reasons as well. If we're keeping track of why patients are seeking services, this is how we'd be able to do it as well, to track the referral reason that's located right here on our referral form. Right on the referral reason here. Having the dashboard set up is very handy as well, because if I click on my name, it's going to pull up my clients and I can hop right into their chart just in a simple click instead of having to search them up in the search bar. And once our service is complete with our patient, we go to status, change it to complete, close the chart because it saves automatically, refresh, oops, and it just gets tucked away here in our complete section. Thanks for watching, and I hope you learned something today. For more information, give us a call at 1-800-985-5713.